Our brains require glucose, but that does not mean you need to consume sugar. Our bodies make their own glucose. Hi, this is Dr. Randall. I'm a health and healing educator and author, and I do these Friday wellness wisdom videos to go in depth on a particular topic. And today I want to clear up a fairly common misconception, but I have to start by telling a story that still brings a little chuckle to my heart. About 25 years ago, I quit all refined sugars. Amazing results from that. You can find that in a story and some other places on my website and YouTube channel. But when I told my administrative assistant that I was quitting sugar, she got this stricken look on her face and she said, Dr. Randall, your brain is going to shrivel up and die if you don't eat sugar. Still here, Nancy, better than ever. But I get it. She meant well, but it's a common misconception, and I have heard this from others anytime I talk about suggesting quitting sugar. So let's unpack this idea, because there is a kernel of truth in it, but it's a major misunderstanding about bodily glucose and dietary sugar. This belief has been reinforced for decades by big sugar and big food, but we have known since the 1960s that refined sugar is both habit-forming and linked to many modern health challenges, including obesity, weight gain, and many other chronic conditions. We've misunderstood or been misled about what drives weight gain. And I am here to tell you that sugar plays a much bigger role than you may think. In fact, fat does not make you fat, but sugar does. And this concept has been buried for years. But back to the topic at hand. Here's the amazing thing. Our bodies are miraculous machines with multiple systems to keep us running. And while it's true that some parts of our body require glucose, our bodies have a pathway to make their own. But let's just talk about which parts of our bodies do need glucose. Red blood cells, 100% run strictly on glucose. Our brains run on glucose, but can also run on ketones when we are in fasting or low carb mode. Parts of our eyes, our lens and our cornea require glucose. And parts of our kidney, the innermost part, requires glucose. But again, while these parts of the body require glucose, it does not have to come from your diet. So if some parts of our bodies need glucose, but we don't need to eat sugar, where does that glucose come from? Your body can make glucose from fat, protein, and other internal sources in a process called gluconeogenesis. And really, the body maintains glucose through two pathways. Glycogen is a short-term energy storage that's stored in the muscles and liver from dietary carbs. And then gluconeogenesis is a long-term energy source for when the glycogen stores are depleted. So in other words, our bodies make the glucose they need, whether or not you eat sugar. And I have to tell you, most of us are eating way too many refined carbs, foods, beverages filled with refined sugars, and this leads to so many other health problems. The problem is it's cultural. Every event, every celebration, every holiday is a sugar holiday. But here's the good news. We're not dependent on constant sugar intake the way many of us have been led to believe. In fact, constant sugar intake is dangerous and can actually lead to insulin resistance. We simply do not need to be consuming the large amounts of sugars and carb that we're eating. In fact, we can live quite well on no dietary sugar. And I'm one of the many examples. And so I've talked last week about the importance of being your own wellness advocate. And this is just another example of, again, misleading, misunderstanding, whatever way you want to put it, but we have been misled about sugar. We do not need sugar. It's toxic to our body, especially in the amounts we're consuming, and it is habit forming and addictive. And we don't need it. We can make our own glucose. All right, it's Dr. Randall wishing you a great day ahead, great weekend. Please think about these things. Take care.